Okay, so now we have Gearing replay here. It's a carrier game. The enemy carrier is a Kaga. It's a turret CV with very weak plain HP. Well, so Gearing has decent NTR, I guess. It's not like Holland level or Yorzoi level, but it can do do something. So we're gonna be able to utilize that. It's also a 5 battleship game, so that's gonna make our lives a bit easier in terms of landing torps. Battleships are the easiest targets to torp, just in terms of maneuverability. The enemy DDs are up against our Ashley, Shimakaze, and Asashio. We do actually outgun them by quite a wide margin. Unless the Shimakaze is like a very, very high level player, then maybe not. Um, oh, the enemy carrier is actually a Parsival. I got that wrong. That's actually even better because the Parsival only has AP rockets. So that means I just need to angle to his rockets and they won't do much. The downside of that is if he catches me in a bad spot and he has AP rockets, he's gonna be able to pen my 21mm belt. The lower belts, like the Citadel area, like where the Citadel would be on the gearing, is actually 21mm. So you can get a little pinned by that, by if like some cruiser shooting AP at you or destroyers shooting AP at you. But on the contrary, it can actually bounce them, or it can actually shatter some HE shells from time to time. So I'm gonna go up the mid here, in between ABs. This is actually a very good route to take in some maps, especially since I know I outgun both destroyers. I can be a bit more aggressive. I like to like my destroyer playstyle is very aggressive. I'm gonna send some predictive torps out on the B cap. That's probably either the Shimakaze or the Sashu here. I put it on the border of the cap so that he's gonna have to either leave the cap or take the torps, because it's most likely he's gonna be broadside to where my torps are coming from if they make it in time. I do have my AA off. That's the first thing you want to do at the start of the game. There's a Des Moines. The Des Moines all the way out there, so I'm planning to, if these planes don't spot me, I'm just going to turn left and head straight into the A cap. And that's going to be my plan to secure the first cap since they're going to take beat. After that, I might, like I'm thinking right now, I might just, since I'm located, the Shimkazi probably knows I'm here. So I need to be careful of torps from my RPF. There's a Des Moines at A, but he's like 15 kilometers away, so I don't feel really threatened by him. I just need to keep like a 1 to 2 kilometer buffer between me and him, and I should be fine. Since he's in a cutting away position, I might be able to torp this North Carolina if he makes the run to the E1 island. I have his broadside here. That's what you want when you're looking for torp targets. Um, so most of the enemy team probably thinks that I'm entering A from the F line, but they actually don't know I'm like right here in the middle of the cap. So they might not be expecting torps from my location. So uh, that's what is the advantage of this position. Musashi is reversing and spawn. I don't know what that is. Uh, oh, actually hit something. I think that's thunder. Probably thunder. Okay, I'm detected here, so that's probably the destroyer who rotated from B to A. Yeah, that's Shimikaze. Immediately cut my speed. He's also cutting his speed. Adjust my aim. He overshot me. He's smoking up. I'm also gonna smoke up. Because I don't want to get smoke baited here. Just gonna blind fire him for a bit. I know he has torps up. I don't want to get torped, so I'm just gonna reverse in my smoke. He's probably sent them because most destroyer players they like go 1/4 speed or just full speed away once they smoke. So he probably sent his torps somewhere in front of my smoke. So I want to be reversing in order to not get torped. Use my speed boost for the extra maneuverability. I can see like from his gunfire where exactly where he is inside the smoke. So that's what I'm using to approximate my approximate where I need to be. There's Ashima again. I don't think I'll spot him if he knows what he's doing. Evidently not. Get some more chip damage off him. I 200 HP for his half of his. I think that's a good trade. Yeah, this is kind of not a great spot to be in because I'm bowing to a Des Moines. Even he has all 3 guns on me, and I'm have my engine out while being spotted by planes. That's not the ideal situation. I don't know if this Musashi's a bot or what, but he's like been sniping and spawn the whole game. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wait for these planes to make their turn. My AA detect is like 2.8. So I I'm going to turn off my AA once I leave 2.8 kilometers. I'm going to repair my engine so that I don't like take 10 years to turn around, and then I'm going to make my full turn. If I'd used my DCP any earlier, I'd risk getting a permanent gap. Even with the last stand, that's not really good at all. So I need to make the full turn before I need to make sure I'm going to stay unspotted for at least the next 20 seconds before I use my DCP. I could go like hunt the Shima, like playing around the Rosie, which is Shima here, but that's really not what I'm interested in. What I really want is first to win the game, then to secure that damage. So I'm just gonna head straight for B. Understand that I'm probably gonna get. Well, he knows I'm here, so I'm expecting Torps here, especially since I'm RPF'd. So that's why I'm gonna stop right here. If he'd send Torps, then they'd probably I'd see them go in front of me from the angle he's in. They would have to pass in front of me. They can't hit me from where I am right now, so I'm just gonna wait here for 20 seconds in order to not get torped. Maybe my carrier will find them. Okay, it's all about practicing good habits. It's likely that he didn't torp me by the way that he was last spotted going, but you don't want to take that chance. So that's why I waited there, regardless. North Carolina, he is okay. Yeah, there's the Shimakaze. Now this North Carolina, he really has a few choices here. Where our team is pushing A, we already have A. He's probably gonna kite. I don't think he's looking to W into A. So he's to do that. He probably has to either turn out fully or he has to stay broadside like of course where he is right now. So I'm gonna send torpedoes as if he would turn out, and then one on the white line. Um, because that's my prediction on what he's going to do. If I'm lucky, I might even get the Des Moines with a few from the direction he's going right now, but I doubt he'd want to be broadside to Missouri and a Thunder. So probably not. There's Sashio, he's getting gunned down too. Actually, I might just hit him. The carrier knows I'm in B, and he's most likely going to come for me, but it's Parsival. So my NTR should be able to deal with that pretty well, but even though that's true, I'm not going to turn on my A. Yeah, there's the Des Moines. Nailed him with the torp. I'm not going to turn on my AA. You need to use your stealth to your advantage when you're countering a CV. Well, as much as you can. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do against a good carrier player, so I'm going to try and minimize the range as much as possible in between the torp bombers and myself. I'm looking for shells being shot at me from the enemy team. This guy is not the greatest player, so he just runs into flak and dies. So we're kind of safe there, and also there's fighters, so that's great. But generally, when you're fighting a CV, you want to make sure that like your number one advantage is your speed and maneuverability and your stealth. So you want to use that. You don't want to be turning on your AA for any armament, for any carrier armament, unless it's like dive bombs of any sort. Not like the FDR bombs, but like midway dive bombs or like something like that. And that's because even if you do keep your AA off for dive bombs, like midway dive bombs, he can just like click on you the minute you're spotted. There's no like 5-second preparation time before he can actually drop. He can just like click and drop. So that's why for every other squadron type, there's like a delay between your arm, between the distance where you can actually drop. Now we've capped a B. We know like the win is secured. We're up like 4 ships now. So what we're gonna do, we have 3 battleships right here. I made sure that I'm within 10 kilometers of all of them, and they're in a position where they can't get away too easily. And I'm just gonna smoke up here in their face and farm them because there's no radars here. The carrier can't spot me here, and yeah, I'm pretty much invulnerable here to farm from my smoke. My team can spot from me. I'm rotating fires here. This guy's not running fire prevention. I torped the Thunder, but he's probably gonna make a full turn, so that's whatever. My torp cooldown is on 40 seconds. If one of these guys decide to rush me, I'm just gonna torp him. And I can just free farm with the fires here. I'm looking to get that second superstructure fire on this Musashi, but he did DCP, so the fire must have just ran out naturally. The fire on him. Thunder did DCP, so I'm gonna try and stack one on him. Game's gonna be won in like a few more minutes now. There's the Thunder fire. Now it's just basic crop rotating. rotation. Dwarfs are almost up. We're gonna go for that Musashi. I think he's like 4 kilometers from me in broadside. It's impossible to miss that. He's probably gonna have to turn out. He doesn't want to be broadside to Neptune and Worcester, so he's gonna speed up. I probably should have dropped the second set a bit ahead of where I actually did, but they should hit regardless because such close range. Maybe I can charge my AR a bit here. Try and get them to shoot me instead. There's a Confederate. And the Musashi kill. That's really good. Now I just want to run forward. Kremlin's leaving my range, and game's going to be over in a minute. We don't want to get caught without having any targets. Unfortunately, I beach here, but that's not good. In an ideal world, I would have just been able to chase the Kremlin until he's out of range, and I'd just open fire on these Azuma. Game's over. I don't need my HP. I don't care that I'm gonna get 10k while doing this, because again, I don't need my HP. Game's over. So I'm free to just like run at them and shoot. And that's the main thing in steamrolls. You need to be more aggressive. In games where that you know for sure that are going to end quickly like this, like where you're at 900 points to 200 and you're up like 5 ships, that's when you know it's going to be a roll. You don't want to throw away close games just because it looks like it's a roll at the start. There are a lot of like unwinnable games, or sorry, there are a lot of games that look unwinnable that can actually be carried. So for steamrolls, you want to look for like, if I die here, and 3 other ships die here, will that affect the overall way the game is going? And that's how you decide whether you want to be like super aggressive or not.